Well, because our tenants in the emerging markets tend to be multinational companies, they expect more from us. And so our building manager in Hyderabad is not just the CEO of his asset. He's also a global brand manager for Tishman Speyer. And if something goes wrong in his building, the global head of facilities for the tenant is not going to hesitate to pick up the phone and call us in New York and air his beef. So we need to be well ahead of that. How do we execute that at a granular level? Let's go back to Hyderabad. We've taken many of the basic tenant outreach principles from Rockefeller Center, and we've rolled them out in Hyderabad. So again, you have the concierge front and center in the lobby all day dealing with whatever the tenants need. You have all the building workers, security, cleaning, engineers, all wearing Tishman Speyer uniforms, new and clean, and they're proud to do it. We have a public events program, just like Rock Center, except instead of the Today Show Friday concert series, we have an annual badminton tournament. And instead of airing the World Series, we have a viewing party for the Pakistani-Indian cricket match. We have art shows, we have music shows, and we create a real sense of community that's different from how properties are operated in India. We have the same open door policy to our property management office that we all have here. So a tenant doesn't have to go to some remote location to meet with a manager, doesn't have to call an 800 number. And at the end of the day, we use the same technology and automation features that we've used successfully here. Technology and automation will never replace basic human interaction, but it does facilitate better service. And I think we all know that service is at the essence of property management. So we should all feel very good about the standards we're setting globally. And make no mistake about it, it's the people in this room that are setting those standards. But we shouldn't get too complacent, because the world is watching and the world is learning, and in some parts of the world they're learning very quickly. And the part of the world that has impressed me the most has been China. I was in a city called Chengdu a few weeks ago. Chengdu is a city of about 13 million people in western China. It's had average annual GDP growth the last 5 years of 15%. We just finished an office building there, and when I went to visit, it looked terrific. But what was the best part is that the building wasn't just built in a wonderful way, it was also being operated well. Our building staff there is 100% Chinese nationals, but they were as well trained and sharp and on the spot as any building staff we have anywhere in the world. As a developer and an owner, this made me feel immensely proud. But as an American, it gave me a little anxiety. Because it said that some component where we have a strong competitive edge, they're catching up. And what does that say? What it says is we better work hard to keep our competitive edge. We better keep innovating. We all need to think of our buildings here in New York as laboratories. And in our laboratories, we need to come up with the next generation of sustainable buildings. We need to come up with the next wave of technology and automation. We need to absolutely perfect ourselves as a service industry if we're going to be making our mark like we are now. Because I can look out on this room today, and I know that this room is filled with the most talented property management executives in the world. But will we be able to say that in 10 years? Will we be able to say that in 20 years? The world is watching, and the world is learning. Thank you.